Good evening, everyone. Welcome to our connection. Tonight, we are starting the year, right? It's a new year. We're starting I think it's our first class during the year, for the year. And hopefully, we'll have many more and many more people impacted by these sessions, by the connection together. Okay. So let's launch our consciousness for the entire year 2025. We finish chaos, pain, and suffering in the world is disappearing. Okay. So that should be the why, at least why I'm doing it. It's not just simply I need some viewers, is I need souls and people who actually interested to eliminate death, pain, and suffering. Any other reason, I have no reason to do all of that. Because less than that, I'm not interested. To a little bit, it's not about that. Is you go for everything. And that's the wisdom of Kabbalah, is to completely eliminate chaos, pain, and suffering. Because think about it. When somebody goes through a little difficult moment in their life, do they know for how long that negativity will stay? Or when troubles in relationship, or when difficulty in life, or somebody gets sick, chas v'shalom, God forbid, do they know how long it's going to take? Do they know how they're going to experience the pain? When somebody break up and then or need to look for a new relationship, or when they stop the job and then they're looking for a new job, they know when. That's why we all like to have plan B, because we want to stay in control. We want to try to keep that momentum. But sometimes we're getting stuck, and you never know how long it's going to get stuck and how long that chaos will stay. So therefore, we want to be in a position that we have the upper hand. We create the momentum. We create the gravity. Not gravity control us. We are the gravity. And this week. I want to talk about it a little bit about it, because in the deeper classes that I shared earlier, those concepts came, and I want to share with you a little bit about it, because it's the time. One thing I will definitely make sure that everybody is at least aware. Many of us calling ourselves spiritual people, but there's an understanding over here that there's a law that the Kabbalah shared. It says, "En miktzat noheg beruchani." There's no little bit in spirituality. In spiritual matter, like let's say for when the light turns on in the room, it's not a little bit. It's on or it's off. Right? So a lot of us thinking, I'm going to do a little bit spiritual work, a little bit more. I want to be a little bit more spiritual this year. It doesn't work and never work. And you've never been accepted when you have consciousness of, I want to do a little bit. I don't say you have to do everything right now. I don't say you have to be completely all day long spiritual. But one thing you can really do a big favor for your soul is to decide to commit to your spiritual path, to your spiritual journey. There is a journey of your soul, and I don't want to use the word have to or a need, or it's almost like a necessity for your soul to be commitment to spiritual journey. And you have to understand, there's not physical journey. It's a spiritual journey. Every second in your life, you are on a spiritual journey. You just don't know it. You're disconnected from it. So what I'm asking you is not just to say, yes, I'm committed to my spirit. You have to have full commitment, real commitment. And again, it's important to mention the other part is that a real commitment is to understand that what you do by committing to become a spiritual person, or to commit to your spiritual journey, you activating gravity. You become gravity. What does mean gravity? You start pulling lessons that you need to overcome. You start bringing people who can help You serve them, they serve you in your spiritual path. You start being gravity to push away people that are not supporting your spiritual path. So how can you do that? First is a commitment. Commitment of the desire to be on a spiritual journey. Second, to be connected to your spiritual journey. So if somebody says, I'm spiritual, but something happened in their life, no, it's not connected to the spiritual path. Yes, once you decide you want to be on a spiritual journey, everything that funnel in your life, in the day, can be traffic, can be disagreement, can be an employee that left, can be a business partner that cheated, can be anything. It is your spiritual journey. I'm excited. That's why I'm raising my voice, because it's important for our soul to hear, to shake ourselves. A lot of us taking the spiritual journey very much, shallow. Only when it's too difficult in life, then I want to be more spiritual. So again, my dear, the excitement or the passion for spiritual work is not always there. But if you can, at least this week, starting 2025, I hope it's going to last more than the January 25th, 2025. It's going to last until maybe February, prolong it for a few more days, But if you can, make a full commitment, because that's what you're launching consciously. You bring now the universe work with you differently, as opposed to, I'm a very spiritual person, or I like a little bit spirituality, I like a little bit Kabbalah, I like a little bit this, I like to do a little bit this, a little bit that. Whatever you decide, but you have to make sure you're committed, because the commitment activating what we call gravity, meaning you are the magnet to the lessons, to the people, to the circumstances, even for the cleansing that you need in order to receive greatness in your life. Because we know sometimes I want a lot, but my cup is full of garbage, and the universe wants to give me so much more, but you're not that committed, so stay with the garbage. But commitment will attract situation that will have to purify, so you can receive and you can connect and can influence greatly in this world. Now, this is in general very important. Again, we started 2025. We didn't have a chance to speak about it, but this is a very important. And again, this year, it's again, one of the things that I will mention is that it's important for you to voice it in your mouth with words. Why? I'm going to share with you a little bit of the weekly energy, because we know the Torah, the Bible is divided to 5 books. It's called the 5 books of Moses, right? Now, the 5 books is not simply just because, instead of making it 1 book, let's call it 5 books. People think, it's maybe just because of organization or whatever, or period of time where historically, nothing to do with that. It's a compartment of energy. Each book represents another revelation that needs to be in 1 full year. Now, there are what we call the 5 worlds of revelation. Each year we go through the entire 5 books, because each book is not about the book or what you read. It's what it can awaken and what it can help us transform. So right now, this week, the end of this week, we finalize what we call the Genesis, the first book called Bereshit. Now we know, if you did your work in the book of Bereshit, what do you mean the book of Bereshit? All this period of time that we're talking, what is Bereshit? What is Genesis represent? The seed level. It's the seed level of the entire year. So if you do, and again, this is the way the Kabbalists work. The Kabbalists never deal with the effect. The Kabbalists go to the cause. If you control the DNA, it's inevitable that whatever you put in the DNA will come out. If you plant a banana tree, it's no way it's going to come an apple. You're not going to have doubt. You're not going to have worries. You're not going to have fear. You have no concern about anything. I know what I planted. I know what will grow. Why are we all concerned and doubts and all of that? Because we're not operating on a DNA level. On a DNA level, you can change things. Many of us trying to make some changes in our life, but it's an external change. It's the effect change. We have to go to the cause. So we know that the human body, if you look, it's structured in a certain way. Kabbalistically, there's a specific energy and specific channeling of each organ of your body. Either your ears, your eyes, your nose, your sexual organs, your hands, your legs, they are a channel of energy. The way your body is divided is not a coincidence, or let's make it convenient. It's all a system, right? I shared with you before, I don't know if it's this class, but you see you have 3 joints in every hand, right? 1, 2, 3. You have even in your feet, in your hand, right? You have these 3 joints beside the one. Again, there's a reason for every joint. Why do they make your leg bend? Why don't we have straight legs? Why do we have knees to bend, right? So we can pick up stuff. You have to understand it's all a system that works. But obviously it's in the seed level, in the wisdom of the Creator, that we all partake in that wisdom. It's all precisely dedicated for a specific reason. And the reason is your spiritual journey. Nothing to do with you need to pick up something, or you need to go and take a cucumber from the ground and pick it up so you can close your hands. It's nothing to do with that. It's all related to your spiritual energy and how to move around the energy, how to manifest energy. That's what it means. So now, if you ask yourself why your head, right, is not connected directly to your shoulders, right? You know, some people sometimes you see they don't have neck. You know, sometimes you've seen them before, right? So there's no neck, right? They're always like that, you know? So of course they still have to move, right? But to indicate that the head is disconnected from the body. Sometimes in your head you want to do something, you can't get your body to do that, right? In this week energy, in this week's energy, look what we're getting. This is very important. That's why I'm mentioning this today. In this week is the end of Genesis, which is almost like the end, the finite, or the final stage of what we call the head, right? The head now is ready. Now there's another 4 books that represent the rest of the body. But if we can control, again, this is the last week you can control the DNA. Once you pass that, the work is a little bit difficult. Next week, 2 months from now, somebody wake up and want to do the work. Yes, it's all possible, but it makes it more difficult or harder, as opposed to you can control the seed level. We know, and why am I saying that? Of course, in every portion is divided to also verses, specific chapters, right? In this particular one, we have 85 verses, right? In that particular portion, 85. Now we know the number 85 represent, it's the same numerical value as the word pe. Pe is mouth. The mouth, right, in your head represent the manifestation of whatever happening in your head. So whatever comes out of my mouth, right, it's what's happening in my head. Okay? It's not simply your mouth wake up and do whatever he wants, right? Your mouth needs to, what comes out of your mouth is what came out from your mind, or from what we call consciousness. So today portion, if you understand the depth of it, the beauty of that, that's why I told you have to word it in your mouth today, because that's an again, these are secrets that I cannot elaborate so much on that. But you know, in different classes or longer classes, I can go deeper in many situations like that. But today we're about to finalize the book of Bereshit, Genesis. and you enter to a year that, let's say, for example, you decide to be spiritual, word it. You make a commitment, you word it today, this week. Make sure whatever commitment you do, you're using your mouth to actualize a completion energy, because that's the power that exists right now in this week. And if you have that and you make that decision, you take away worries, you take away fears, there's no room for doubt. No room for doubt. I plant the seed, that's it. I plant the seed, I word it, done. So for example, for me, I'm committed to my spiritual journey. And any individual come to my life, it's part of my journey. Every situation, or something didn't manifest or manifest, I got married or I didn't, I got the business deal or don't, it's part of my journey. I planted that this situation that comes in my life will expand my journey, will expand my vessel, so I can influence way more purer energy. This is amazing if you can funnel everything to your path, as opposed to run after dreams. Let it come to you. And that is when you really make a commitment and you voice it. And you do whatever it takes, of course, to awaken the desire and demand that everything that in this year comes, it is part of my spiritual journey. And you will see the difference. It's not like when you start your year and then something happens, it's like, well, let's see what Kabbalah says about it. That's what all of you do in it. That's what everybody does. Benjamin, let's see what Benjamin will say about this situation, right? Or let me see what Kabbalah says when a thing like this happening, right? Don't you have some people in your life? Hey, I know you study Kabbalah. What Kabbalah says about it? You have many people who actually ask you, what your teacher will say about this, right? Why? Because they don't have that commitment. And that commitment bring you all the information. You actually literally activating gravity to everything that you need to draw in your life. So within that state, I also want to increase again your consciousness about one particular consciousness to have for the rest of the year that related to your spiritual path, spiritual journey. It's where you come from. It's where you're coming from. Most of us coming to something, starting something because of a lack. Something is missing. Let me find a way to get there. I don't have that. I need that. I'm in desperate situation. I need this. Why she have, I also want. Why they have, I also want. Why everybody is successful, not me, right? A lot of people starting their journey, and even if you did the resolution 2 weeks ago or a week ago, what did you do? You see what's missing, and you write, I'm not exercising, so let me do exercises. I'm not eating healthy, so let me do eating healthy. I don't have a date, so let me do a 3 day. It's what I don't have. I put writing, right? That's the majority. But it's coming from lack. It's starting from lack, not from fulfillment. My excitement is one thing when I see something about it. And again, this is coming from the Baal Shem Tov, coming from many, many Kabbalists who really insisting to change our consciousness. Where are you starting? What's your starting point? And again, we're starting the year, for those of us who are connected to the 2025, wants to influence their life, and happen to be that is the final week of Genesis, Bereshit, so we can still insert absolute control in the seed level, in the DNA. This is now. It's like when a seed is the trunk of the tree have everything that the seed have? No. Is the leaf have everything that the seed? No. Only the seed have every flavor, every color, every branch in the seed. You starting the year, you definitely can be a good branch, but you're not going to have all the properties that the DNA have, that the seed level have. That's the difference. So now, within the seed level, each one of us really need to look deeper and says, where is my starting point? Because I don't have, because of a lack, or because of fulfillment? What do you mean? If I fulfill, what would I go about it? Let me explain to you. It's not because I don't have, now I need to go get it. It's because the Creator wants to influence so much goodness, I have to accept it. The Creator wants to give me so many, my soulmate, but the Creator wants to give me so much money. The Creator wants to give me so much fulfillment. I have to take it. That's where I'm coming from. Because there's so much fulfillment, not because I'm lacking. It's a whole, again, even though you think it's, it's a whole, it's a east and west, two different directions. Because the Creator wants to influence on this world, because the universe is pouring secrets and secrets upon us. Revelation. That's why I want that. Not because I'm in need. I can be okay, I can be fine without it. You see people sometimes sleeping on the street. Years they're sleeping there. Eventually they're fine. To whatever the extent they're accepting the reality. To come from a place of fulfillment is because there is so much more that the Creator wants to pour on us. That's why I want to commit myself to the spiritual journey. That's why I'm desiring. How much money? I desire all the money in the world I want in my pocket. Why? Benjamin is so greedy. What? You spiritual person? Yes, because with the money that I create, I want to change the world. I want millions and millions of people to come study Kabbalah. I want so much because the Creator wants to give us. Again, this is a whole different level than looking around. What do they have? I want it also. That's completely discarding who you are, what your soul is about, what your journey is about. And the third idea that you want to every day starting to do in your spiritual journey is closing the space between you and your Creator. Creator thinking, Creator feelings, Creator actions, collective action, collective consciousness, bigger picture, every day. Every day. And I shared earlier, and I shared also in level 1 Kabbalah, the way we work on it is with thoughts, speech, and action. Machshava, dibur, v'maaseh. These are the three things that you need to work on this year. Closing your space. First of all, how do you do it with word? See how many times you speak in bad. See how many times what comes out of your mouth. Right? Many of us are so concerned what goes into our mouth, but really don't care what garbage comes out of our mouth. And we justify that. So again, close the space in how you talk about people, how you talk to people, how you talk about the Creator. Are you a good agent for that Creator that we have in this world? Or you're not such a good agent, Your action. Is it just because people looking at you? That's why the action you take in them and you making it beautiful? And when they don't look at you, how do you act? Close the space by acting like the Creator, by speaking of these matters, change the way you talk, and eventually also change what you're thinking about. These are the three things that you can start working on, closing the space between you and your Creator, whatever you call it, you and that light, you and yourself, and you and your spiritual journey. You need to make sure you are connected to your journey. not just something that I put out there. Every single day, make sure you're connected. So these are the three things. Again, one, as I said before, you can influence in the DNA level. In the DNA level, if you have this week, you can really insert it and let go of worries, fear, doubts. You make a decision and it's gonna be planted. You plant a tree, you not even doubt. You know it's an orange tree. I saw it. If you have it in the mind, there's nothing else that can take it away from you. Second, you're coming from a place of fulfillment. For a place, how many people, the way they talk, I don't want that, I don't want this, I don't want that to happen. Somebody is working, so I don't want anything to happen. Why are we talking to me in a negative way? I don't want this, I don't want this, and eventually what you don't want comes to you. Because that's what you're wording. Change it. Coming from fulfillment. The universe want to give me so much, I gotta receive it. I gotta find a way to receive it. I gotta find a way to work on myself to attract the right relationship, not because I'm in need. Anybody went on a date as a desperate person? Nobody wants to date you. You're undateable if you are desperate. Everybody know that red flag, yes or no? You know that. And the third idea is close the space. No space between you every day, every day. How? By three things: thoughts, speech, and action. And my action every day. Check your actions. Check what you happen in your mind. And again, it's a very spiritual, beautiful way of one can really set the year in a trajectory of only transformation, growth, and influence in a pure light. So I'll leave you with that. And there's many other lessons, but this is for today and for this week. Please share it. Please invite people for that, just from the goodness of your heart, not because we are in need for that, right? Because you have a good heart that wants to bring people closer, share with them, spread this wisdom because it's help people. Thank you so much.